On this autumn, rainy, windy, blustery day, I'm starting a new challenge. If you're like me, it's difficult to get out and shoot at will. When you have work and life responsibilities, it's difficult to just grab your camera and say, I'm going out to shoot today. You're limited to maybe weekends and days off. Well, I have the morning off today, and so I'm going to start this challenge now. So what I'm going to be doing is every morning before I go to work, I'm going to go to a local park and I'm going to shoot not in epic locations. I'm going to shoot in city parks and see if I can come away with some beautiful autumn photography.
Here's a quick aside. This episode is just going to be one day, because out of pure luck I was able to find enough compositions to make one episode. Tune in to the next episode where I pick up the challenge again.
It's just a walking path down through the park here. And there is I think it's called an Oregon crabapple tree, just dripping with raindrops. It looks beautiful. I'm going to go handheld and walk through and try and find a nice composition with a depth that shows those raindrops dripping off the bottom of the crab apples, and hopefully be able to get some autumn foliage in the background as well. With a shot like this, it's really a matter of just walking through, playing around with the camera and racking your focus in and out and playing with the different layers. Trying to decide, do I want to do a shot with many of them or just one or two? Well, that looks promising right there.
When you find intimate little shots like this, it's important not to lose them. So I kept one eye on my find while trying to set up my tripod. Once I got it set up, I composed my shot with the background as a major consideration.
Whoa, it's really chucking it down now. Oh dear. There are so many berries all around this tree, and I could have spent another hour finding 3 or 4 or 5 different shots. I'm happy with this one, and I'll tell you why. A lot of the other clusters are really grouped together in bigger numbers. Now, I think that images with a series of 3 really I'm not sure what it is about it, but it feels complete. One is sometimes quite striking and mesmerizing, and 2 just seems not quite enough. 3 is like the perfect number. So finding these 3 with the background of the autumn foliage behind it, and finding some patterns within that foliage as well. So I have a little bit of greens, a little bit of oranges, and a little bit of sky as well. So I hope you like the shot. I'll put it up now.
It was a challenge keeping focus on the berries with the wind, heavy rain, and slower shutter speed. But after several attempts, I got pretty close. It's not perfect, especially on the central one, but I can live with it. I quite like this shot. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Despite wearing some rain gear, I'm getting quite wet today. But it's worth it. It's really great to be out, and on a day like this, you're bound to be the only one there. A lot of times when you go to local parks, it's just filled with people, and sometimes it's not the easiest place to to get photography done. But when you are out in weather like this, not many people are keen to come out and hang out in the rain. So don't stay home. This is a lovely scene. Very busy, but I think it works. Throw it in a 4x3. Really narrows down the scene. On either side of the frame, a couple of silver birch trees, which really pop against the background, which is a beautiful flow of autumn foliage. Some really dark branches from probably cherry trees as well. So yeah, this is just a lovely image.
All of that strong wind gave me a great idea. I made my way back to where I started the video with the intro, standing in front of a beautiful birch.
One last image that I'd like to get today is this birch tree here, right there. I'll focus on you. There we go. I would like to photograph that birch tree in a long exposure. I'm going to throw on a 3-stop filter and a polarizing filter, long exposure, and get those leaves really moving. Now my timing is important. I don't want to have just a big utter mess. I want to have a little bit of definition of those leaves, but really capture that movement and capture the feeling of autumn. Now the trunk is stationary, it's not moving, and so maybe minutely in the wind. But the branches are moving and the leaves are moving, but that trunk is going to be the main structure of the image. So this is going to be a wonderful experiment of finding the right shutter speed. I should go ahead and take a shot. Man, that was so much fun. What a great morning. And I'm so glad that I pushed myself to come out. I have so much work to do, and I'm not sure I had the time for this, but I made time and I made some wonderful images. This was so much fun to play with. Shutter speed, depending on how much light, how much wind, and I adjusted it probably from about 1.5 seconds up into 6 seconds, depending on the look that I was going for, the texture and the light. Now, the structure of this tree was so important. All the branches that were coming out really helped create an architecture for me to play with that movement and the color. So I'll throw up the best one. I probably took between 12 to 24 images and just kept experimenting. So I'll throw up the best one. Let me know what you think, and I think I'll just say goodbye as well. I'm going to play it off with the images from today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very mini park adventure, and I'll see you on the next adventure.